MDE 54, Chapter 1 Review. Use the test of divisibility to determine which numbers divide evenly to the given number, 280. It ends in a 0. That's an even number, so it's divisible by 2. The last two digits are divisible by 4, so 4 is a factor. It ends in a 0, so 5 will go into it and 10 will go into it. Those are your answers for number 1. Consider the following expression. They want us to divide it out. Find the actual quotient without the remainder. So I did my long division over here, and I ended up with 134. Next one, choose a property of addition being illustrated. Here I have 4 plus 6 plus 0. So equal to 4 plus 6. This shows the additive identity property. Anytime you add 0 to something, you get the number back. Number 4, use the definition of an exponent to write the given product in exponential form. So I grouped them by a likeness, my 5s, my 2s, my 3s. Then I put exponents on the number of times that each one was repeated. So I have 5 squared times 2 squared times 3 to the 4th for my final answer. Number 5, round to the nearest 10. So there's my tens place. There's my check digit in the 7. 7 is greater than 5, so we can round up to the nearest 10. So the nearest 10 will be 40. 37 is closer to 40 than 30. Find the product. So I multiply by the ones place for 5. If I give a number of ones, I multiply by the tens place to get the number of tens. And I multiply by the hundreds place to get the number of 100s. Okay. So each time you do this, you want the result to go into that place. You count the number of tens. Since I'm counting the number of hundreds, it's going to start over in the hundreds place. Then you add these up, you end up with 71,955. Use the technique here for multiplying powers of 10 to find the following. So I'll shift my 0 over, and that's at 1 times 63, which is 630. That's a 0 there, 630. Number 8, choose which property of multiplication is being illustrated in the following quantity. The groupings, the association between the numbers changed, but the product remained the same. This shows the associative property of multiplication, and that's our answer there. Number 9, find the quotient and remainder of the following expression. Use the division algorithm. So you divide that out. In this case, it won't go into 5, won't go into 50, but it'll go into 504 3 times. So 3 times 8 is 24. Put down my 4, carry my 2. 3 times 6 is 18. Plus 2 is 20. Put down my 0, carry my 2. 1 times 3 is 3. Plus 2 is 5. Remainder 0 for my final answer. Where 10 subtract. So I can't take away 6 from 1. So I had to borrow 10. The whole thing rolled back here. It's 599. So I have 10 minus 6 is 5. 9 minus 2 is 7. 9 minus 1 is 8. And 5 minus 4 is 1. And that gives me my final answer there. Find the perimeter of a square with the sides of 5 millimeters. The perimeter of a square is the distance around the outer edge, so you can add up the sides. And that's what I've done here. 5, 10, 15, 20. Perimeter is 20 millimeters. Number 12. For the following two numbers, find two factors such that the first number, their product, is the first number and the sum is the second number. So I found all the factors of 56, and 1 will go into it, 2 will go into it. Okay, so 2 will go into it, 28 will go into it. Okay, you add the digits up, it's not a multiple of 3, so 3 is not a factor. It is a multiple of 4, 4 goes into it. It doesn't end in a 0 or 5, so 5 or 10 is not a factor. Okay, since 3 isn't a factor, 6 is not a factor. 7 will go into it evenly. 8 will go into it evenly. And 4 times 14 is 56. 14 goes into it evenly. So you have the factors of 56 here. And when you add them up, which ones add to 15? It's just 7 and 8 add to 15. Stacy wants to pay off a loan of $4,200 in 24 months. In this case, they use long division, and I show my long division here, and they end up with $175. Emily was shopping. She bought 3 pairs of shorts, $16, 5 tank tops for $32, a pair of sandals for $31, and 2 bathing suits for $43. How much did she spend? You can see it right here. The groupings, the number of times each appeared, $325. And this one here, it asks us to find the sum of these 4 numbers. We can add 2 at a time, so add the 2 700,000 here. Then you see I did it there. Then I added 2 smaller numbers together, 8,000, 66, 167. Then I took the results and added them together. 144, 6552. And there's your answer there. Next one asks you to find an average. The sum of the numbers in the set divided by the number of items in the set. You see that here? You end up with 6. Determine whether the following number is a prime or composite. A prime number, if it is composite, lists 2 pairs of factors whose product is that number. In this case here, 0 is neither prime nor composite. And then number 18, they want you to subtract, so I did my subtraction here. And then they want us to round the result to the nearest thousand. So I subtract, I end up with 3,093. Round it, it gets 3,000. And they say found the actual. The actual in this case, we found out earlier, is $3,083. 83. Determine a set of 3 numbers that are divisible by both numbers shown. In this case here, the 70,074, the last 2 digits is divisible by 4, so 4 will go divide into it evenly. And the last one here also says some of the digits is divisible by 9, so 9 is a factor, and the same properties exist for 9,468. And the same properties exist for 65,016. Number 20. A rectangular flag is 30 feet long and 16 feet wide. If a triangle is cut out of the center of it and has a base of 13 feet and a height of 10 feet, what is the remaining area of the flag? We need a strategy here. To find the area of the remaining area of the region, we can subtract the area of the triangle. Okay, so we have here the area here, remaining area is equal to area of the rectangle minus area of the triangle. And then I have the formulas here. Area of a triangle is 1/2 the base times the height, and the area of the rectangle is length times width. So we can plug in our values that are given to us, and we find that the area of the triangle is 65 and the area of the rectangle is 480. Then we can subtract them. We know with 415, and that is the remaining area. And That's the answer, 415 square feet. Number 21, find the perimeter of the rectangle. This is the formula for the perimeter is equal to P is equal to 2L plus 2W. And they give us L is 15 and W is 12. So we can just plug in here. You get 54. Or you can add them up, 2 of each. The opposite sides are equal in a rectangle. And that was number 21. Number 22, do the prime factorization. Let's start out with 980. I know it's an even number, so 2 will go into it. 2 times 490. It ends in a 0, so another 10 will go into it. So I have 2 times 49 times 10. Okay. And these are all primes now. Okay. So, in this case here, my answer is at the bottom, 5 times 2 squared times 7 squared. Last problem, write the following whole number in standard notation, 3,062,082. And there's my answer, 3,062,082. And that's number 23.